What's up guys? I hope you guys are having a good day today, and today's video is going to be focused on Fizz's build along with some tips and tricks and talking about the pros and cons of Fizz in general. So, the first player that we are going to focus on is Reservation. He is currently Masters tier in North America. He has over 300 games played with Fizz this season, with his average score being 9.7 to 5.6 to 5.4 KDA. In Season 6, he was Diamond with over 1,000 games played with Fizz, with his average score being 8.3 to 5.0 to 5.7 KDA. In Season 5, he was Masters tier with over 700 games played with Fizz and a 9.4 to 5.1 to 5.8 KDA. In Season 4, he had over 300 games played with Fizz, with 11.1, 6.0 and 5.4 being his KDA. So Reservation has been at high elo since he has been playing this game, and it is safe to say his build will probably be the best or one of the most viable builds as Fizz. So starting off with summoner spells, Reservation goes with Teleport and Flash. Teleport is good to use to extend your map presence to gank other lanes, or to gank a lane and use Teleport to return to your lane. Also, Teleport can be used for split pushing or returning to lane after recalling. Flash is used as an escape and as an aggressive tool when closing the distance between you and the opponent. Fizz players such as Reservation don't take Ignite because the W passive does magic damage over time, which is sort of like an Ignite in itself. Now, let's go into Reservation's runes and masteries for Fizz. For his rune page, he takes Magic Penetration Reds, Magic Resist Blues, Scaling Health Yellows and Ability Power Quintessences. For Fizz's masteries, he takes 12 under Ferocity, 18 under Cunning and 0 under Resolve, with the keystone being Thunderlord's Decree. This is pretty straightforward as Thunderlords is usually suited for ability power based champions. Now, the skill order that Reservation goes with is the following. He starts off with his E, then W and then Q. After, he maxes his E first, followed by W and Q last, as well as leveling up his ultimate whenever he gets the chance to do so. Now, let's move on to Fizz's build. So, Reservation starting items are Corrupting Potion and Yellow Trinket. This is ideal because Fizz doesn't have natural sustain abilities, so this will help him survive his lane. After his first back, he would get Doran's Ring, but if he has enough money, he would get Hextech Revolver and Boots of Speed. He would then purchase Hextech Proto Belt and finish his boots with Ionian Boots of Lucidity. An alternative to Boots of Lucidity could be Sorcerer's Shoes for magic penetration. Once he has completed those items, he gets Sheen and builds it into Lich Bane. After, he would build Zhonya's Hourglass. His core items are Hextech Proto Belt, Lich Bane and Zhonya's Hourglass. After these items, he would build Void Staff for magic penetration, followed by Rabandan's Death Cap. Another optional item is Luden's Echo. Now that we got the build out of the way, let's move on to some tips and tricks as Fizz. So, one tip is to use your E to hop over walls. You could either hop over a wall to escape enemies, or you could use your second part of your E or Trickster to hop back into your original location once you think your enemy has followed you by either flashing to catch you or any other methods to gap close when trying to chase you. Another tip is that your E can cancel turret shots and enemy ultimates since it makes you invulnerable. For example, you can cancel Vi's ultimate if you just press E once she starts her ultimate. One way to utilize your E is to use it as a harass tool, so you could Q your enemy, then E out of range. This can also be done under turret. Another tip involving your E is that when fighting an enemy champion, once you land your playful part of your E, you could basic attack and trade without your opponent landing their basic attack on time because of the slow applied to them. Just note, when you do land this to avoid them basic attacking you in time, you could Q away from them using the enemy minions. Another tip is that you can use your Zhonya's Hourglass after your playful part of your E. This can prolong the time you are invulnerable, which could be key if you are the champion being focused by the enemy team. Another tip is that you could use your Q and R at the same time to land your ultimate, but because of the Q animation, it is very difficult to react to the ultimate, therefore most likely landing your ultimate. Fizz's ultimate gives vision and reveals stealth units, so keep that in mind. Another tip which I want to point out is about Fizz's ultimate. I just want to note that there are 3 different versions of his ultimate, and the different versions depend on the distance your ultimate travels before locking on an opponent. If the ultimate travels less than 455 units, it deals magic damage plus 60% of your ability power. It has a small size which is 200 in area of effect, and its slow effect is 40%. If the ultimate travels between 455 to 910 units, it will do more magic damage, including 80% of your ability power instead, and it will have a larger area of effect which is 325, as well as a 60% slow. If your ultimate travels more than 910 units, then your magic damage increases, including 120% of your ability power, and the area of effect is 450, and it will slow enemies by 80%. The reason why I am mentioning this is because these stats are significant, especially in close games, and it is always recommended to get the most damage as much as possible. So, if you are ever in a team fight, try to throw your ultimate from as far as you can, as long as you are confident in landing your shark. But, if you can't, it is better to get a weaker ultimate which lands than a stronger ultimate which misses. Also, note that when Fizz's ultimate is active, Fizz's magic damage increases by 20% on the champion where the shark is landed on, so it is better to throw your ultimate first before doing the rest of your abilities. Now, let's talk about the advantages and disadvantages of Fizz as a champion. One advantage of Fizz is that because of his kit, he has plenty of opportunities to outplay an opponent. This is primarily due to the use of Fizz's E, as well as his other abilities where he can be very effective against skill shot champions. His E is even effective against cast champions and enemy ultimates such as Vi's ultimate as mentioned before, or even Zed's ultimate. He basically has a built-in Zhonya's hourglass which comes every 10 seconds. Another advantage is that he has great mobility because of his Q dash to chase opponents or to escape using neutral monsters or enemy minions. He can use his Q over walls as long as it is in range to click on the neutral monster. Along with his Q, his E gives him great gap closing potential which can be extended even further with Flash. Another advantage is that he is a great burst champion. With his ultimate followed by his W, Q and E, he can easily kill a champion from their max health. He should not have a problem with killing any champions, especially squishy champions. One more advantage is that Fizz is a great roaming champion. Because of his mobility, he can chase down enemies as well as be safe if ganking under turrets, thanks to his E. Now, let's talk about the disadvantages of Fizz. Fizz has a high skill cap. To utilize his kit, you need to know when to use his E and how to use it, along with his other abilities. His ultimate is very important and you need to be able to land your max range ultimate to get the most damage out of a fight. Another disadvantage is that he's very squishy, so you need to know when to go in a team fight and when you should attack the backline. If you do it incorrectly, you're going to be deemed useless in a team fight because of your squishiness, and then you probably die. Another disadvantage is that he has a weak early game. Before level 6 he can easily be poked by his laner and may find it difficult to CS. Because of his squishiness, it makes it even harder to lane before level 6, so he could fall behind if the opponent utilizes this period of weakness of Fizz. One more disadvantage of Fizz is that if he does fall behind, it is very difficult for him to catch up. Because of his squishiness and low damage output if he is behind, he is going to have a tough time to farm or rack up kills. Other than that, I think Fizz is a great champion to learn and develop because of his high skill cap. With Fizz you can carry yourself to high elo and be the hyper carry in every game. If played correctly, he can make great plays and swing the game to his favor. So, when should you pick Fizz? You should pick Fizz if the enemy team have low mobility, making it easy for you to chase and hunt them. Against champions who are long range, you can easily cut the distance multiple ways with your Q or E and then use your ultimate followed by your E and QW combo. He does well against most mid laners. The only champions he struggles against are champions with a long CC where he isn't able to use his E in time because of the burst of the opponent. But generally, by playing well and utilizing your kit, you should be able to win a lot of your matchups. So, that brings us to the end of this video. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you want this channel to grow, and share this with anyone you may think will benefit from it. I hope you guys enjoyed and learned something from this video, and please comment on what other champion guide you would like to see next. I will most likely do it sooner or later. Thank you guys for watching and stay tuned for more videos.